Well, it's another Monday morning and we are back at it again. If you watched my video from last week, you'll have seen we're up the Glen Road putting planings down. Now today and tomorrow, fingers crossed, if the weather stays good, should see this job finished, which is good. So again, we'll be running with the tractor and trailer again today, putting more planes out and spreading it and doing more offlets. There is a possibility of us getting a demo this week. I'm just waiting for it to be confirmed, but if that goes ahead, then that'll be good. Something to share with you all. Gonna get this fueled up and get the heating on and get in that machine and yeah, get some work done. Well, that's my Monday all over and done with. I know it was probably a bit boring, a bit repetitive from last week, but that's the reality of working on these kind of jobs. It's the same kind of thing over and over again. Probably one more day we'll do this for now anyway, till we've got the tractor and trailer here. Hopefully that'll see most of it done. I'm now tracking my way back out. It's a long track, but because we're putting planings going in the way, I did do some ditching, so I'm catching up with ditching and offlets on the way out. Graham was coming too fast and thick with them planings, so yeah, see you tomorrow guys. It's Tuesday morning and I am back at it again. Still on the same road as yesterday. I have started to track out right enough, so I must have tracked out about 3 miles last night and I'm continuing to track back out to the start today. But there was a lot of ditching I didn't catch because Graham was hopping me back with the planings, so today I'm just going to go and concentrate doing the ditches on the way out. Now it is a pretty rainy day, pretty horrible, which is ideal for seeing the water on the road. When I was going in, any bits of mist I can see directly where the water's going and where it's like crying out to get let off. So that's my plan for today. I'm going to explain to you about how to do some ditching. Now I know a lot of you might know how to do it, but this is the way I do it. So if you've got a tilt rotator or a tilty bucket, you have actually 2 ways you can do it. You can either sit alongside what I'm just going to demo now, like this, and pull it towards you. Now personally, when you can, I prefer to do this way. The reason I like to do it this way is because you get a lot more feel for it and you get to make the steepness of the run into the banks how you want them. Also, if it's quite a rocky ditch or stones, you can work your way around with the tilty bucket or the rototilt to get round them stones, which make it a lot neater. I also love to have a V. It's so easy to do and it makes the water run so much easier and just looks a lot better. You can do a curve, but I think it's more just a personal preference. I love a V, it looks a lot neater. Another thing what I always do, and this is a must for everybody where doable, if you're taking the spoil out of the ditch, always put it to the lower side of the ditch, never put it above the ditch. Kind of common sense, because if it's going to rain and it's going to just wash straight back down into the ditch, so always at the lower side. If you're in a field and it's flat or whatever and you don't think it can run back, just always put it to the lower side of the ditch, because if you put it to the other side, water coming off the field or drainage from the field will then get stuck behind it and you're going to create a barrier from it getting into the ditch. So always the bottom side of the ditch. Another must for me is to spread the spoil. Don't take it out and leave it big bundles. Doesn't matter where you are. I always tidy it up because it looks so much nicer and so much better. Just takes 2 seconds to landscape it off and then that's it. Within a couple of months it'll all be green again and nobody will know about it. You won't have a big pile of dirt there. So that's one type of ditching and that's my preferred way of doing it. This way here is the second way that you can do it. Now I'm going to try my absolute best not to use the tilty at all. I'm just going to use it as if it's a standard ditching bucket. Now I can guarantee I'm going to mess up at one point when I go off concentration, go back to autopilot. I probably will go for the controls, but I'll try my absolute best. Now this is one con of doing this side of ditching, is you need to be a good bit away. You need to be probably 2-3 metres depending on the size of the machine. I'd probably be about 2 metres away with the 8-ton machine. But because I've got the half slew, I can put the half slew on and do it this way. So this machine is very versatile, being able to do stuff like that with the half slew on it. Do you know, it is easy doing it this way. See if you're doing like through a field, bang, like straight on, just work your way across like that, it's fine. But you'll see here, I'm hitting bits of rock, I'm struggling to get it as probably tidy as I would as if I could put the tilt on. Don't get me wrong, it's still doing the job, the water's still getting away, but it's just not as tidy really. You can't work around the rocks and different contours. Another thing that I never mentioned is when you're ditching, I always start from the bottom. So I start from where the water's going into the culvert or into the river or into wherever it's going. I start from the bottom. There's two reasons why I do this. Number one reason is so you know what height you're going to. If you start from the top and you end up too deep, and then you'll end up having to run backwards, whereas you start at the point where the water's going to, and then you can work your way up knowing that it's going to run nice and smoothly. Another reason why I start from the bottom is if you start from the opposite end of your ditch and you dig it, you're going to have the water flowing nicely, and by the time you get to halfway down your ditch, it's going to be a big pile back up of water. You're not going to be able to see what you're digging, it's going to be all dirty water. Whereas if you start from the bottom, you can see the ditch nice and clear, and every dig you take, you can see the water run down clearly. It's just my best way of doing it, and I guess it's probably best practice just so you do get that running. This probably wasn't the best ditch to demonstrate doing this on, as a very rocky ditch. It is solid rock, so I'll just do the best I can without using the tilt, just to show you guys. But yeah, that's kind of my ditching tips. That's the way I've been taught to do it, and that's the way I've done it, and it seems to work well for us. This machine, you've got 3 different options basically to do it, so whatever way I can do it, I will do it. I do like working with the half slew on for a while there. I was going through, well, in the summertime I guess, when it's a bit nicer, I go through a habit of having the door open and half slew on and working side on. It's a bit getting used to it at the start, but for some reason I like it. I think it's because you can work so close to yourself as well, and when the half slew's on you can get that bit closer right to your tracks almost, and I guess that's good if you're working in tight places. I'll stop talking about my ditches now and finish off what I'm doing here and get out this road. And I guess that kind of answered my question as to why I do not use a grading beam to do the planings, what people had asked in my previous video. If I had a grading beam, don't get me wrong, I would love a grading beam and would love to try it on a road that didn't need any other maintenance other than planings put down and spread. But seeing this road as a 6 mile road in, I do not want to be taking any more attachments with me. So it makes most sense to take the one bucket, the grading bucket, which I can do all 3 jobs with. I can do offlets, I can do ditching, I can spread the planings, 4 jobs, and I can tidy up the spoil while I take out the ditch. So that's the reason why I just took the one bucket rather than having to carry and drop another attachment the whole way in the road. Right, that's my day over and done with, and I am very chuffed at how far I got on. I was like 2 hours solid tracking coming back out with a like 5-minute ditch or something, and then done lots of ditching down this way. It's so satisfying to get all the water off the road and where it should be in the ditch. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed at where I got to. Like 3 miles back out to here today, and another couple to go back to the top. Come see me tomorrow what I'm doing. I don't actually know myself, so it'll be just as much a surprise for you guys as it is for me. See you tomorrow. It's Wednesday and I'm back out here at the old house with Dad. I'm just here for this morning. I've got a few things to do this afternoon, but we've got a meeting regarding the new machine. I don't really have to be here for this, but Dad doesn't deal with this kind of stuff. It's all me, so we tend to do these things together when we can, and it's also good for me to learn about them and how to go about things and get that little bit of experience off my dad for that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go have a wee meeting here and see what later on brings, because I don't know. Right, you'll see I'm back in the office now. I've got to do a Teams meeting, signal check and video check for next week. I'm doing a CITB webinar, which is really cool. I'm really looking forward to it, to jump on and speak to different people and get asked questions and stuff. So I'm just going to go do a wee check for that just now. Hopefully everything goes okay, because the signal is dodgy up where I stay, but fingers crossed. This is a bit of my life that probably nobody knows anything about, and I don't really share much because it's behind the scenes. But this is a reality of doing social media as well as working a full-time job. It does get very hard and stressful. Luckily, I have a manager, Dan, who helps me out and does anything I need him to do. He does everything for me, social media wise and organising stuff, but I still have to make the content and agree things with him and work alongside him. So constantly all day, even when I'm at work, I'm always taking calls or answering messages and doing stuff behind the scenes to work forward and do things that I want to do. I do get very stressed and I have to have everything written down, because if not I'll forget. Like, there's so many times I've forgotten stuff, but it's difficult, especially when you're working full time, you're running a business, you're doing social media, and you're a full time mum too. It does get very stressful. So Dan takes a lot of pressure off me, but this is kind of things that I have to do. And luckily Dad's okay about it because he sees my passion and everyone I'm working with and what I'm doing, and he's quite easy going, what makes life a bit easier. But at the end of the day, there is still work being done in the machine, so I do have to balance it pretty well. Right, that's my calls and meetings over for the day, and I am at the Hyundai. This Hyundai has not featured on my YouTube yet, I don't think. So this is a 140 LC9A we have. Unfortunately, it is not running how it should be. It's not good for a machine to be sitting for a long period of time. Pretty sure the DPF is clogged up on this, which is not ideal. Dad came down to the other day, it was just losing power, no power at all in it, and we know it's no fault of our own because this has happened before. Usually you can just put the revs up, work it hard, and it clears itself, but it's been a long time sitting doing nothing, on no hard work. So I phoned the fitter this morning, he told me what to do and he's going to come and have a look at it, but I'm just going to jump in and see if there's any fault codes. The fitter we use, it's ideal because I can just give the code what comes up. He knows these codes inside out and he can tell me over the phone what it is, and I think it's DPF, Dad think it is, but we'll get the code and we'll see what it actually is. Right, I've put it on and Lauren asked me, that's the fitter, if there's any codes what come up on the screen straight away, and the answer to that is no, there's nothing showing there. Now it's fine when you're tracking, as soon as you start using the arm or anything it just kills it. The revs go from right up to literally right down to nothing when it's dying like that. So I'm just going to go into codes here and see if we can get something up. Well, that'll be that then. Usually it'll come up an active fault if there's a fault there, but for some reason it's not showing a fault, but something is not running properly. The filters, the fuel filters and everything we checked and everything that way is fine. It always flashes up if there's water or anything in the diesel, which we never ever really have an issue with. I'm going to go and phone Lauren back. He told me any issues just to phone him. I'll phone him and he'll point me in the right direction, I'm sure. Aye, it is weird. I was just thinking that it might be something to do with the fuel, but I'll speak to Dad, but I'd imagine that's the first thing he would check. And this is why I love using the fitter we do for our Hyundai. He knows everything about these machines inside out. We're an hour and a half away, 2 hours away from the service, like the central belt, so we're going to be having to pay a call out fee. So instead of them coming out, having a look at it, and then they get charged for that, and then going back if they need parts and charged out again, you can phone Lauren. He can tell you basically over the phone, he knows them that well, what's wrong. With what I've described, he reckons it might just be a sensor. Now fingers crossed that it is just a sensor. That would be ideal. Tomorrow I'm going to give it another run again and see if any more active faults come up, and we'll be able to take it from there. 10 out of 10 for Lauren, he never lets us down. Very, very helpful guy. Right, that's me all done. Come back here tomorrow and see what this machine brings us. We're on Thursday morning and I am just waiting for Sandy. He has a demo Merc and I gave him a shot of my camera for the day yesterday, so I'm going to go and grab that off him. He's going to stop in and see me, so hopefully I'll get a wee look round the Merc also. How are you getting on with it?
This is alright.
Still in one bit.
It's still
At least you've got no mirrors to knock off. Let me have a wee jump in and have a nosy. Right, show us the key features.
Camera mirrors, obviously.
Show us the pros and cons.
If you look in that one, you can see there's a blur in the camera, right? Aye. And that's when they're kind of washing them with TFR, and it's obviously taking the film off of them. But the adaptive cruise control, I came out of the town the other day, turned it on, and it reads every road. So if you come up to a ferry, it drops the ferry, you get to the 40, it goes to 40, it slows down for the roundabouts, the lot. You just have to steer it. A bit of a gimmick, but still quite cool.
How's it on the road and stuff?
It's fine. Actually, see
cab, is it swingy or anything?
No, see for the size of it. I was thinking it would swing deadly in the corners, but she sits nice and smooth and straight.
So maybe you'll give me a shot in it today or tomorrow?
Yes. Aye.
Well, yeah, that'd be cool. Hopefully get a wee run out in the Merc later on or tomorrow and give it an opinion myself. Well, it's a pretty cool truck to be fair. So now I've just jammed back up to the Hyundai. I'm going to give it a good run. Not going to be doing anything fancy, literally going to be doing hard digging just to try and get a fault to pop up on the screen so we can see where we're going to go from there and get to the bottom of this. So it's a 140, so 14 tonne Hyundai. It is a 2014, so it's like 9-year-old now. So it is an old machine. It's the oldest machine in our fleet, but because, like I said yesterday, most of our work is with the 8 tons, so there's no real reason to get a new 14 ton. If it's sitting doing nothing, it's not good for it. Same with your cars. For sitting for a long time, it does take a while to go again, and it's not good for them. They've never really let us down before with anything, just this. Another thing with being an owner of machines and stuff like that, it's harder for us to just sit back and put our feet up and phone somebody else to come and fix it for us, because it's our money at the end of the day. We try and do as much work as we can. My dad will do all the servicing on the machines unless the new machines come with a service deal, and then it'll get done for it. But most of the time we just do it all ourselves, and we keep everything up to date maintenance wise. That way warranty's covered and everything just works better if it's looked after. Look after your machines, they'll look after you. As I say this, we're in a Hyundai, which is not going great. But as I said, that's no fault of our own for letting it sit for too long. And then go to engine ECM. There you go, that's the fault. Right, I'm just off the phone to Lauren, and the fault was showing up is fuel pressure. Now, it was a wee bit of a shock to us in a way, because we've never ever had an issue with our fuel before. This is our first winter on white diesel, and yeah, this is the reason why. It's been sitting for a while and it's got cold, and the diesel has gone off and gone waxy, so that's gone through the filter. So in a way it's good that it's nothing serious, but just annoying, another bloody thing from the change to white diesel. It just doesn't make sense, and another problem that we shouldn't have to deal with. But I'm just going to go home now. It's a miserable day. That machine's obviously a write-off. Going to go home, phone round and get a service kit for the Hyundai, and get it serviced to get it all up and running. I usually phone round a couple places and see who gives us a better deal, because we're all businessmen or women at the end of the day. Right, my day has gone from bad to worse. With the machine being out, I was just, now we know what it is, I was going to come back to the office and phone round for parts for it. Phone people and they didn't phone me back, so that's ideal. 10 out of 10 for customer service, and I'm just a bit stressed out, to be honest. There's quite a lot going on and it does get to you a bit. I'm a full-time mum, so I have my 2 wee kiddies all the time, and then I'm working full-time and I'm running the business with my dad, and I'm also running my own social media side of things as well, with help with Dan, thankfully, because I would not be able to do it without him. But it still does get very stressful, it does get on top of you, and I'm good 90% of the time, but the rest of 10% I'm like, so draining, so tired. I just want to turn my phone off and not speak to anybody, especially when things go wrong, a bit of equipment's break. It's really tiring. I had an interview with a journalist for a newspaper article, which picks me up a wee bit because that's a wee boost. But apart from that, I'm just going to turn my phone off for tonight and try and get a bit of me time and reset for tomorrow. It's Friday, finally! I've been waiting for this day all week. Although I feel I've probably not accomplished much this week, I know I probably have, and I'm just being a bit hard on myself. But I am glad it's Friday and I have some of the weekend off. I'm back in the office this morning to try and phone for parts for the Hyundai, seeing as I never got called back yesterday. But that's a different story. And then do Dad's VAT return, get that taken in. I'm going out for dinner tonight. I'm invited with HRN to the Scottish Plant Owners Association annual dinner down the Hilton Hotel. So I'm going to have a bit of a chill day, do this office work out the way, and then by lunchtime I'm going to be off. I'm going to go and get my hair and makeup done, head down to Glasgow and enjoy my night with good company. So yeah, I'll update you in the journey. Finally got in touch with someone about parts for the Hyundai. Now I phoned Molson's in the end. That is where we got the Hyundai from. 9 years ago, and I tend to use him because Lauren, the fitter, as I said the other day, he knows everything about it and he's so good. Like, you can phone him and he'll point you in the right direction. Like, he is credit to Molson's 100%. So I phoned him, got the parts guy, brand new, really welcoming, what you want. So 10 out of 10 to Molson's, and they're going to get that sent up to us, so hopefully they'll be here Monday, Tuesday. We've got to allow extra days because we are kind of away from the central belt, and we'll get that fixed and back up and running. So yeah, thanks Molson's, I really, really appreciate that. Going to do the VAT return now and get out of this office and go and enjoy my weekend. Now that's my hair and makeup all done, looking all girly again. It's so nice just getting it done for you. So now I just have to go down to Glasgow and chill out and have a good night. I'm really happy with the girls who do my hair and makeup. They do it whenever I get it done, and yeah, they're so nice. I hope you're all enjoying this kind of content, and if there's anything else you want to see, just comment below. Thank you all so much for the support so far, and yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks.